As if there wasn't enough to worry about, there's one more thing you got to check yourself on when it comes to fitness advice. It's the science bros. Uh-oh. We had the gym bros, now the science bros are giving people terrible information. We're going to talk about that today, what they preach and why they're often wrong and why you need to be careful when taking their advice.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
What's that called? Like Little Big League? Isn't that like what Science Bro would be?
Yeah. What is that, oxymoron?
Is it an oxymoron? Yeah. Is that a bit of an oxymoron?
Well, here's what this is what I define as the science.
Oh, I already know who you do.
Well,
I can picture this guy.
Yes. These are
the study says.
Yes, these are the fitness influencers, I guess. I hate that term, but that's what I'll use. Fitness influencers who are all about the data. That's all they present and talk about. This is what the science says. This is what the study says. Therefore, this is what you need to do. And this actually, oftentimes, now I don't want to say that there's no value in data, so I want to be very clear. Science and data is very important when it comes to figuring out what works best when it comes to fitness. Very important. But if all you do is rest all of your advice and laurels on the data and don't take into account experience or individual variance or anything like that, you actually run into a lot of problems. And so oftentimes these days, I'm finding more challenges and issues with the science bros than I am with the bros, right? It used to be bro science. Remember that was the term that we used back in the day with the people who just would give this crazy advice that had nothing backing it. Well, now we got the science bros, and I keep getting things sent to me from some of these influencers. Well, they showed that this study said that this worked the best, and that this study shows this is the type of cardio, and this is how you should lift weights. And because here's what makes them so dangerous. They're more dangerous than the bros because
they have immediate authority.
That's right. Because a study supports what they said, and because they're speaking in scientific terms,
people take it as gospel.
That's right. And so it's much harder to dispel, and that makes them a little bit more dangerous, I would say.
Yeah.
So
no, this is. I feel like we've been talking about this since we've started this. It does, and I don't know if it's the algorithm on Instagram, and so that once you start following one of these, you get more and more of it. But it's a dangerous place to be when it comes to getting in shape, because a lot of times the studies and what's controlled in a lab send the average person down the wrong path of getting in shape and getting healthy. And once you realize that more of this game has more to do with behavioral psychology than it does physiology and nutrition, which is what these guys always come from and argue that side, you realize that stuff trumps it. I don't care if this is the best food to build muscle or do this, if it's something you hate eating and you're not going to do it consistently. I don't care if this workout builds the most muscle if you are terrible at following the protocol. Like, there's so many things that one of the last things that we discussed, I shared with you guys last week when we were talking about when I kind of had this, epiphany of why I think full body is so much more superior. It has nothing to do with the studies. It has nothing to do with the studies, the case that I was making. It was, I understand not only my own behavior, but the hundreds of people that I've trained over decades and their behaviors. And if you follow this kind of bro split that a lot of people do to get in shape, what ends up happening is you fall on and off the wagon, which is totally normal. And I would say 90% of the people go through that. Yeah. And when you do that, it interrupts this. In a year's time, you end up missing a lot of these body parts, which then is volume for those body parts, which then regresses you or doesn't progress you. Whereas if I always train this full body, even if the studies say that they're equal, right, as far as their results, but I know human behavior plays such a huge role, well, then it ends up trumping that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good example. Another, just to take a step back too, when you look at studies, lots of things in studies are controlled in order to isolate certain variables.
I like to call them simulations.
Yeah.
So they're artificial simulations of what people are experiencing in their lifestyle.
Right. So I'll use a great example. And I'll just to touch on what you're saying, Adam. So if you look at studies, when total volume is controlled for, whether or not you train a body part 2 days a week or 4 days a week, maybe even 1 day a week. In fact, there's some data that says it doesn't make that big of a difference, that it doesn't matter so long as the volume is controlled, which that's true when you look at the studies. The studies aren't lying, by the way. I don't want to say, I'm not trying to come here and say that the studies are lying. What I'm trying to say is that, and I'll use this example again, is this study is not what happens in the real world. In the real world, volume is not perfectly controlled. And when you do all 15 sets for your back on Monday versus spreading it out over 3 or 4 workouts, there's actually more volume in the more frequent workouts. Because why? Because you're stronger.
Right. Even if you did the exact same sets.
Yes.
Because you end up being stronger.
Even if you kept the exercises the same.
Yeah. Exercise the same sets. But what will end up happening is you'll end up lifting another rep or adding a little bit more weight because you're stronger.
That's right. Because you're not doing all 15 in one workout. But what they'll do in the studies is they'll control the volume. So same weight, same reps, same exercises, everything identical. Well, then, yeah, it doesn't make a difference. But that's not how it works in the real world. Another issue is that studies, and this is this is not an issue with the study itself, but rather we can't do or fund really long studies. It's kind of difficult to do. It's really hard to fund a year-long study with 100 people trying to look at things like rep ranges and stuff like that. And so when they do this, when they follow these studies for 16 weeks and they compare things like rep ranges, they'll show this particular rep range may be better, or they're all the same so long as intensity is high. But when you work with people for a long time, you find that this breaks down. After 6 months, switching things out and moving into a different rep range does make a difference, but you wouldn't see that in a shorter study.
You know, it would be a fun series. I'm totally going to put this on air to put you on the spot because maybe I can get you to do this.
Oh, no.
What would be a fun series to have you do? Similar to remember how Lane used to do his like Friday new study breakdown or what that? He'd break down these new studies. I think there'd be a lot of value in you breaking down old studies that we all take as gospel forever and poke the holes in like, hey, here's a study that everybody probably has heard of many times and we know. Here's what I found in real world application and why, even though this is the truth or this is what we know from the study, this is where we may not follow this correct. Like it'd be cool for you to actually, instead of like doing brand new studies but go back and like all these studies that, and the one being an example we're talking about right now with comparing full body versus body part split. Like I think that's a really good breakdown that the average person just doesn't think about. They see that and the way they translate that, which fair is like, oh, they're basically the same. So do what I like to do, or do what I enjoy doing the most. So that trumps that, right? Well, no, not if you follow the normal human patterns, which is, and I'd love to see if we have a study for this. Is like, you take a group of 100 people and you say, hey, try and work out consistently this year. Report when you work out, and let's see the patterns of those 100 people. I'm willing to bet that very few of the 100 actually never miss a workout and never miss a week of
course.
They're going to be, and then the question becomes,
what workouts are they missing?
Yes.
Which body parts tend to be neglected?
Yes.
Tends to be the ones they don't like.
Right.
That's just what happens with human behavior. Yeah. Another one, cardio. This is established. This is what would be considered established science in fitness, right? When you're comparing different forms of cardio, which ones are the most time efficient and the best at fat burning? Well, HIIT cardio wins. It just does. HIIT cardio in studies is superior, but it's not appropriate for everybody. This is where the study now falls apart. If you ask me over the last 2 decades of training clients, how many clients I had or what percentage of my clients HIIT cardio was appropriate for, it was a minority.
Yeah.
A minority of my clients, not a majority, not even half.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe 20, 30% where that was appropriate. Where everyone else, if I had them do HIIT cardio, they would have got worse results because of their stress level.
There's no joint integrity,
their fitness, their biomechanics. And so the study may show it to be superior for fat burning, but if I apply it to the wrong person, which again, majority of my clients, it would have been the wrong person, it would have been a disaster.
Well, here's another one. The fasted cardio doesn't burn any more body fat. But I'll tell you, the reason why the bodybuilding community continues to do it, why I still appreciate doing it, is not because of the controlled people in the study that, it ends up, if they eat exactly the same calories and do exactly the same amount of movement.
That's not how it works out.
But that's not how it works out, because what ends up happening, if you're the person who gets up, to do fasted cardio. That normally means you get up an hour earlier than what you would before and you start moving, and what that does to productivity throughout the day as far as total movement. Right. And it's like and then a lot of times too, even the behaviors around eating. I got up, I started my day with a workout. I tend to want to eat better. It
changes.
Like there is a chain of events behaviorally that happens because I did something like that. Now maybe the bros did a terrible job of breaking down the science of why it's so effective, but there's a reason why we've been doing it in the bodybuilding community for decades, because it works. It works really well, but it has more to do with all the behavioral changes that end up happening for that person that does that. And so there's an example of where, the studies prove that's, and then a whole bunch of people stopped doing that when it was probably really beneficial.
Today's giveaway is the Super Bundle. Here's how you enter to win. Leave a comment below this video in the first 24 hours that we drop it. Subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, do all those things. If you win, we'll let you in the comment section. Also, everything is on sale. It's Black Friday starting right now, 60% off. 60% off every MAPS program, every bundle, every mod, every guide. There is no limit. You can get them all. You can get one. It doesn't matter. 60% off. By the way, every purchase enters you to win our contest. 2 people get a week vacation at the Mind Pump Park City House, plus a $1,000 voucher for their travel. 5 people are going to get one-on-one coaching for 3 months. 10 people are going to get 3 months of concierge coaching. Every purchase gets you an entry. Bundles get you more than programs. Programs get you more than mods or guides. Go do it. It's mapsfitnessproducts.com. Use the code Black Friday. Or if you want a bundle, go to mapsbundles.com. Again, same code, Black Friday.
All right, real quick, if you love us like we love you, why not show it by rocking one of our shirts, hats, mugs, or training gear over at mypumpstore.com. I'm talking right now. Hit pause, head on over to mypumpstore.com. That's it. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Here's another one. This is more of a new one, right? Studies are showing that the stretch portion of a rep leads to the most hypertrophy. So, okay, what does that mean? Well, if I'm doing a curl, the bottom part of the curl is where I get the most muscle growth. The mid-range and contraction produce less muscle growth. And so they'll study this. What they'll do is they'll say, okay, this group over here does curls where they're just focusing on that lengthened portion. You guys are doing this kind of mid-range. You guys are doing this contracted, shortened position. Which one builds the most muscle? And it is the stretch position. But here's where that is misleading. If you do a full range of motion, it's not like you build less muscle, number one. So full range of motion versus just focusing on the stretch. It doesn't build less muscle to do a full range of motion. At best, they produce the same amount of muscle growth. So now someone's like, well, okay, well, why would I want to do a full range of motion? Because here's the other part that nobody talks about. If I just train in the stretch portion, most of the strength I'm going to gain is in that stretch portion. So I may build
dysfunction.
So I may build the same amount of muscle in a 3-month period by focusing on the stretch and not the full range of motion. But now I'm starting to create some dysfunction. And then here's where my previous point starts to come into play. Extend that out for a year or 2 with dysfunction. Will that dysfunction contribute to worse progress in the gym?
Impede on your actual performance in the gym. Yeah, because all the rest of your performance leading into the exercises can be affected.
That's right. So if and that's another one with the hypertrophy, the science bros. Hypertrophy is king. I don't care what as long as if the study says this builds the most or the same amount of muscle, then that's what I'm going to go with.
Hypertrophy are God.
But they don't consider all the other things that can later on either take away from or contribute to hypertrophy. Free weights versus machines is a good example. Machines versus free weights on a hypertrophy basis, you could argue based on the data, are about the same. But we know that free weights, number one, they're more appropriate depending on different body shapes and sizes. Machines are limited. Free weights follow the body. That's number one. Number two, it's more like the real world. Number three, they require more mobility and more skill. So practicing them keeps that up better. And over time, you'll just move better if you did free weights versus. And does that contribute to better gains later on? Of course it does. Or to put it differently, would dysfunction get in the way of progress as you continue? Right. Yes. In fact, if you interview a bunch of people, take 1,000 people who've been consistent with strength training over 10 years and ask them, what's the number one thing that got in your way of progress? And it's injury. Injury and pain is at the top of the list. And so you got to take that into consideration, which you won't necessarily see in a control study, and most of them only last, a few months long. So this is where a lot of this stuff comes into play. It's like
context and nuance, man.
Yes, and so now, okay. So the question is, where should I get my advice from? You want to take your advice.
AskMindPump.com.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's try our best.
That's why we built that.
Yeah, I'll give an example. I'll give an example of a person who understands the science, but also has the experience and understands the nuance because they've trained lots of people. Brett Contreras. Brett Contreras is a great example.
Joe DeFranco, another great example. Now these are trainers,
Ben Bruno,
who know the science. They know the science. They could go toe to toe against any of the science bros when it comes to the data, but they've also trained hundreds or thousands of people. And so they know how to apply the data, and they also know when to throw the data out. Like, okay, well, this is cool that the study shows this, but let's toss this out because this doesn't really work in the real world. This is why I love the takes that Brett Contreras will have or Joe DeFranco will have, and why a lot of the science bros that don't have this experience can be quite irritating to hear them, spout some of the stuff, and then people will take it as gospel, like you said, Adam, because it's based on studies, which makes it very difficult to contend with. So.
Hey, how was Disneyland?
Oh, God.
Huh?
Good time.
Yeah?
The most expensive place on earth. That's what they should label it.
Oh, God.
Do you know how
crazy?
It is.
It's crazy. It's got $8 water.
It is.
An $8 water bottle.
Easy. So we
all smiles.
I was there for 2 days essentially with the kids. We took my niece and my mother-in-law, and I tracked. We did like 7 or 8 miles a day of walking. That's like how much. Which is exhausting for the little ones, and you got to put up with all that or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was just, I'm just paying attention to how much everything costs. I'm like, God, this place is so ridiculously expensive.
Such a cheap ass, dude.
So hey, listen, I'll tell you guys off air. Because listen, you guys know me. When it comes to vacations and convenience, I don't mind spending.
No, I know. Oh, I know you went all out on this one. You probably could have bought a car after you were done with the whole thing. I'm pretty sure it's around.
But I went online because they disclose their revenue. You can find their revenue, how much they make. Do you guys want to guess how much revenue Disneyland brings?
Per day?
On average, per day.
Per day?
Per day.
Their parks. That's their highest revenue.
Just one park. Disneyland.
Just Disneyland.
Not
here in LA.
California Adventure.
It's $1 million a day.
Just LA.
Oh, it's way more. Yeah.
20 million? 20 million a day.
Disneyland. I'm not talking Disney World. I'm not talking about just Disneyland.
20 mil a day.
Averages $20 million.
Imagine the staff required just
that's what
to
got me there.
All the money.
My mother-in-law was like, the staff here, there's so much staff. And I'm like, there's an underground staff we don't even know about. There's like people in plain clothes that are walking around.
So I will happily pay the ridiculous fees for it for that exact reason, because the service is great.
There's
good. Very few places I've ever been.
What a good point.
And including places like the Ritz, which I think are some of these like very well-known like service-based companies. Disneyland, if I had to put two companies that come to mind right away, Ritz and Disneyland, as far as very expensive, but they deliver on service, because there's nothing. Katrina went somewhere.
They go out of their
I won't
way.
roll this place under the bus, but she went to a really high-end spa place for the first time, and it's a place that we've been wanting to go to over in the Santa Cruz area. And Katrina was like, went with all the girls, and she's like, I'll let you know, so how good it is, so we can come back. And she goes, it was terrible. Not only was it terrible, she goes, there was literally a guy like when they were checking in that was just like, just charge my room. The service was horrible as he walks out. And then they had like and she goes, it's just, if you charge that much, you better come through on the service. And I feel like Disneyland does that all the way from the kid who's running the little soda pop cart to the people, the janitors cleaning up,
super bought
to
in.
The hotel checking in, to the parking lot attendant, like I
had an experience. It's so funny you said that.
Okay, see, so
I had an experience.
In my opinion, that's worth the bill.
So we did the whole like VIP deal, suite at Disneyland, hotel, and the whole VIP thing, which by the way, just going to back up, it's with two little kids, organizing things, getting there, making sure whatever. It can be a bit stressful. Okay, it can be a bit stressful to manage everything, and little kids don't like to sit in the sun and all that stuff. But so we're doing it. We're also having fun, and what came with our package was like a special event, I think was what it was called. And the one that my wife picked was they reserved a spot for us for one of the parades. I don't remember what it was called, but it's got a bunch of lights and stuff. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like at night. And so we have like this reserved. So instead of having to wait in the crowd, they'll have a reserved area.
Yeah.
So we knew about this, right? So we're at Disneyland all day long, and it's about 7 p.m. And we're like, okay, we have enough time to eat real quick, go back to the hotel. We'll rinse off the kids, put them in their pajamas because it's gonna be late by the time we're done, so we can bring them back. So we do all that, and we're rushing back, and we're like barely making it, right? So we're kind of, and we can't find the meeting place. I have the paper from the concierge that tells us where to go, and we're looking for it. And my wife is like, my poor wife, she had this expectation. And afterwards, she said that she's like, "Oh, I got upset because I had this expectation." She has like this like magical experience or whatever. We're late. We're walking through these. It's crowded. Her and I are fighting, over it because she had told me earlier, can you please check our to this experience thing, make sure it's all set up. And I didn't. Because I'm like, what am I gonna check? I know we're gonna do it, but I didn't check. So last minute I look at it, person. And now I'm like, yeah, thanks guys for backing me up there. Just give her ammo.
Well, right? I mean, she hasn't learned this yet. She's been married to
don't, dude. You're just all making it worse right now. She's seething listening to it. Okay. So we're like, and we're fighting over it. I'm pushing the kids, and it's like, this is just ruining the whole trip, and this is not what I wanted. She's so mad. And we're trying to find the place, and we can't find it. And the crowds are already building. Like we're only like 20 minutes. The parade's going to start, and we're supposed to have this nice area. So I'm asking. So I go up to the staff and I ask them, and they're looking at my thing and they're like, "Well, do you have the ticket stubs?" I'm like, "No, this is all they gave us." I don't know. And so now they're trying to help us. So we go up to this one area. I asked this lady. She's like, "It's not for this reserved area." She's like, "I think you might have to go." But by this time, they're closing off the streets.
Yeah.
So now, and so my wife says. So she breaks down. She starts crying. Right?
Oh no!
Yeah, she's so upset, and she's hugging me and she's crying. And the staff there is like looking.
See her?
They're looking over.
Oh shit!
And they're like, "Hey, let me go talk to somebody." So they come back. We're gonna let you guys, like, you're not supposed to be here, but we're gonna put you guys over here. We're gonna take care of you. And then I think where you were supposed to be is up there. I'll make sure I talk to them because they may have given you bags of goodies. And they totally took care of us.
So we had
put us right in the front. Said everything, and I went up to the girl. These young kids. I went up to them. I said, "Hey, you guys, thank you so much. You guys really helped us out because if we missed that, this would have been."
So we had the exact same thing. In fact, we went for Oogie Boogie Bash, which is what the parade was. So you might have went to a different parade, but similar system. And the way it works is when you get on the app. When a certain time hits, now for us, I think it was 8 p.m., I think is what the time was, or 6 p.m. or 8 p.m., I don't remember. But as soon as it hit that hour, you confirm in your app. And then as soon as you confirm in your app, it automatically puts you in a pool. And there's 4 different locations where you'll go to where you have VIP tables in front of the parade set up. Yeah. And so, and you don't know what that is until you hit the app right at the end. I was like, on it by the minute. Like I'm watching my watch. As soon as it hit the hour, I went bam. And so I got it within like seconds. I'm like, I wanted to pick an area that I wanted to be at with the group that we had. And so I knew where the area was, and I go over there and I'm waiting and I'm watching all these people getting seated. And I'm like, I'm starting to get fumed. I'm like, dude, we've been here for 20 minutes. I'm sitting here. I had to been, if not the very first person who hit that app or the like 15. And Katrina goes over and asks politely and stuff like that. And then comes back and they say, yeah, no, they just said wait like that. And we keep waiting. I'm like, now it's getting closer to the parade time. And so I'm starting to like stress out and I'm angry because I did all the things. I checked. I got, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm getting all heated, right? And I can tell Janet, who's with us, our friends, my best friend's wife, and she could tell I'm fumed. So she's like, I'm going to go beeline over to them. And she did. You could see she was having one of those like, wah, 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 like she's totally barking at them. And you could just see right away, like they see the seriousness of her, which is probably very similar to what they saw with Jessica starting to cry. And they radio in, another person radios, 2 people come over like that. And they're like looking around. They're like, they're pointing and there's like, and then they flag us over and they're like, listen, we're going to give you these seats right here. And they just literally took care of us, got the boxes of the treats and everything that we're supposed to have, radioed someone else. Hey, we just took table whatever for a family. Just make sure it's off your list. And they just do stuff like that. And I mean, I got story after story of why we were there, of situations like that where, they take the time. And to me, I can stomach paying for experiences like that when I get that kind of service. Yes. There's nothing like spending that kind of money and then just like you're an afterthought.
Service makes a huge difference.
Huge difference. Yes. It makes that like $8 water all worth it because you're just like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. But I'm sure it costs. I mean, you brought up what they make, 10 million a day or 20 million a day. but how many millions do they spend just in people?
Oh yeah.
And a team to deliver that service,
Yep.
right? And I know, I think I brought it up on the podcast before. They actually, you don't even see how many employees they have because they have undercover employees,
Yep.
people that are designed to look like just people in the theme park that are walking behind and sweeping up popcorn and making sure that
it's so clean.
kids are safe and like
Everything's so clean.
Yeah.
You think, how do they keep it so clean with this many people, this many kids? Kids are messy.
Oh, yeah.
It's spotless. Yeah, this is all the stuff I was looking at. And one thing that did make me sad, though, was how many adults I saw on scooters. Which makes me really sad to see so many people on scooters. But also, what added to it was a lot of people on scooters didn't need them necessarily.
That's how I felt.
Oh yeah.
There were a lot of people on scooters that just didn't need them.
It's like a hack. Yeah.
Yeah,
It really makes me
I
sad.
see a lot of people scooter up to
Yeah,
get
get up
their
and walk.
French fries and ice cream, park it, and then go walk through the line. I'm like,
Yeah,
this
dude.
doesn't seem right.
No,
you know.
man.
But you see a lot of that.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Bro, Disney World's way worse than Disneyland.
Disney World, way worse.
Disney World was crazy.
That's because the South is. It's because you're in the South.
Yeah, they have like
where it is.
designated lanes and areas for the scooters.
There's traffic
'Cause they're
jams.
yes. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yes.
It reminded me of Wally.
Dude, I wish I had never gone to Disneyland during COVID. That was a big mistake.
Because it was
Because they made you guys
yeah.
isolate.
Especially the guy that like refuses to wear the mask, you know, and I was just like going through all these and like, sure, you know, like I was getting tattled on by everybody.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
you keep it under your nose.
Yeah, and it's like I can't breathe and I'm on the ride. I'm not gonna wear it while we're like on the ride. Like, give me a break. You know, and they literally took me like aside, and they're like, you're gonna have to leave the park."
Oh
I'm like,
wow, you got
serious?
reprimanded like that, huh?
Yeah. And then I was just like, dude, all right. And then I just finally conceded, but it was like it was miserable. Like the whole thing was just a waste. But again, that was out of their hands and control, you know.
Well, can you
the
imagine being a
situation.
company that big, servicing that many
Right.
people, and like having
having the state come down on you.
It's
If you don't.
impossible. It's an impossible thing
Yeah.
to appease people
Yeah, yeah.
in that situation.
Yeah, you're either if you're not pissing you off, and you're pissing the two Karens off that
I
are
just
reporting
told,
you. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to, and I knew who it was too, and I was going to come after that guy. Such a douche.
We had a few funny moments, but one of them is my son he's a lot like me when it comes to rides. Like he doesn't like scary rides, right? I didn't get on.
Oh, this is what you're telling me about this.
And he goes on the Cars ride, which I guess they race the cars. It's pretty quick or whatever.
Yeah.
He gets so mad. He's like, "You didn't tell me it was scary," to his mom. And then he was mad that he was scared. I'm so mad that I was scared. He was so pissed off over that.
That sounds so much like Max right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, so disappointed that you did that. I could almost die.
Yeah, that's what he said to me.
Trying to kill me.
He literally said it. He gets his hand like this. He's like, "You don't understand. I could have died. I could have died on that ride." And I'm trying not to because he gets more upset if I'm like, "You're not gonna die." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know it felt
to
that
validate
way.
him.
Yeah.
It really felt that way.
Nobody's ever died on that ride. Yeah, my daughter's so different. My 3-year-old, the
Daredevil,
the scarier, the better. She wants the scariest ride.
Yeah,
Period, end of story.
is that because you see that a lot with parents that have two little ones, that the younger ones like that. I'm assuming that's common because the younger one is trying to keep up.
That
with
makes sense.
with the older one, and you get to see your sibling try the thing
So you
first,
wanna do
and
it.
so you end up getting brave early. Like when you're Aurelius or Max, and you're the first one going down the stairs in your house. It's like versus she's seen him walking up and down already, so she's already I could do this even when she probably couldn't do it. You know, so it's gotta be it.
There were a couple times too where I saw there was this. I saw this one mom with how many kids does she have? 3 or 4 by herself.
Yeah.
Walking through the park.
Katrina and I saw
Oh,
that.
we stopped her. My wife stopped. She's like, "Are you here?" And she's like, "Well,
Yeah.
my husband, he's going to join us later or whatever." And we're just like, "You are a champion."
Katrina and
I have so much respect for
Katrina and I saw late. I almost took a
Yeah.
picture, but I'm like, I don't want to look all weird and creepy doing this. But she had what's the
Bjorn.
Yeah, the Bjorn stroller and holding the hand of a kid.
Yeah.
by herself.
Yeah.
It was like that is gangster right there. Like,
Super mom.
yeah, that's like,
I don't care what you do for work or whatever. You can walk around with 4 kids in a park like that and give them a good time. Like, God bless you, man.
yeah, no.
Because I have 2 and I got my wife, and I'm like, You know, like, can we go now?
Yeah.
I'm getting tired.
How late did you guys stay out? Did you guys stay out there late?
Oh
or?
yeah, dude. So we got there at 9 a.m. and we aside from going back to watch the kids come back, we got back at 10. So it was like 9 to 10 p.m.
Did you do one big single day, or did you guys do multiple days? I don't remember.
No, we did 2. So
you did
yeah,
do 2.
we did do 2.
How was that?
It was fine, but the second day we were out by 4 because then we had to get on the plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but still, you know, you're there in the morning.
Yeah, because when we went, Katrina was like, we could do two mini days or one crazy big day. I'm like, give me the one crazy big day. That's that to me, because we did Legoland split over 2 days, and the second day I was like, I don't even want to
go.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to go. I was just like, no. Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
I said, let's burn them out in one day. Let's go
Yeah.
get up early. Let's run. I'll let them stay up late, do all the things, and then we can sleep in, relax the next day. Because
Totally.
2 back-to-back days of a park is like a lot. For
It's a
those
lot,
kids.
dude.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got some. Have you guys seen the news that's going around about and it's going viral. It hasn't been done on humans yet, but apparently in Taiwan, maybe you can look this up. They have come up with a formula that literally regrows hair, like regrows hair.
Oh god.
Look it up, Doug. Look up Taiwan hair regrowth study or whatever. And people are talking about it like crazy. They put it on mice with no hair, and it grew back. One of the scientists did it on his leg, and it
Gotta
sprouted
be careful where you apply it, I guess. Huh?
Wear gloves. You know,
Palm's too hairy to hide.
there it is. Researchers at National Taiwan University have developed a promising hair regrowth serum that regrew hair on mice in just 20 days by stimulating dormant hair
Now, does it
follicles.
do like, okay, so my experience of all the hair
Bosley
stuff
out
when
of
I
business.
tried some of the Bosley and all this stuff like that,
Yeah.
is you get peach fuzz, but that's all it ever goes to.
Apparently, this
just like
regrew
pube hair.
full on hair.
Yeah, it's literally what it does. It's weird. Have you ever
Did you
experienced
say
that? Have you guys actually used any of it consistently before?
I did once with the minoxidil. but-
So it does. It's and I get how it will make. I mean, because if you look at somebody who's thinning down on their head, you have all these kind of patches.
Yeah.
And if you at least get that peach fuzz,
Looks better.
Yeah, the darkness kind of
You don't
fills
see
the
the
gaps,
skin.
and so it looks like your hair is much fuller. But then it would never grow beyond that. It just is this weird peach fuzz.
Apparently, this
ground cover.
This
Yeah.
regrew it, like legit regrew it. So, and it's fatty acids. There's no chemical or anything like that. It's
Oh, really?
Yes, it's these natural fatty
Well,
acids.
that's cool.
Yeah,
'Cause I
so-
would totally mess with stuff like that. That's like a natural thing that's supposed to help thicken or be
Yeah.
better like that.
I
have no desire to do a surgery or to try any
dude. So I had a buddy-
chemicals on my
Came
head.
out in the 80s. Like, I feel like it missed the boat here. Like,
Yeah. Well, so
was huge back
I had a
then.
buddy that did a hair transplant, and he took pictures of himself after recovery.
Yeah.
Oh, terrifying. His head looked like, because it was all swollen from
Yeah.
the surgery or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no
yeah, well,
way,
they just like
dude.
staple follicles. in there, like,
he went to
punch 'em
Mexico
in.
to get it too. And I
You
was
know,
like,
speaking of hair, did you guys? Obviously, I haven't tried Caldera's new shampoo. Have you guys? Obviously, yeah.
just like-
I was so funny. It was you know sometimes
sent
Yeah,
us
their
3
new
bottles.
pack. Yeah,
you
they
know,
have
Katrina will
shampoo now.
obviously tell Jerry to bring home new products, things like that. And sometimes Jerry just grabs the stuff and puts it in my bag. And I got home and I thought it was like some, dirty prank. It's like, why did she stick the shampoo Caldera in my bag? I'm like, you want me to report back on how great it feels or how good it is?
Wow, I bet you
Grow a
it's a
nice
great.
shiny beard.
Their products are amazing.
I'm sure. I mean, I love everything else they do, but I mean, I'm like, this is kind of useless for
Is
me.
it available? It is available, Doug. Can you pull it up? I want to take a look at this. So Caldera Lab now went into shampoo because all the rest of the stuff is skincare. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Makes
that's
sense.
Yeah, it does
interesting.
make sense.
Makes
that
sense.
That does.
I mean, what goes into shampoo that is so different than cleaning your skin? Like, is there
The key is the scalp. The key is all about the scalp.
so because it's more sensitive?
No, if you make the scalp healthy, then the hair is going to look healthy. So what does that say? Wow, this is from their studies. 100% agree hair looks fuller and thicker. 96% agree hair appears to have less shedding, and 98% agree hair feels stronger.
So they have a hair care system here. It has 3 different things.
Oh,
it
I
has
can't wait to try
shampoo, conditioner, and they have the hair serum, which
wait to
is
try
like
it.
a hair regrowth.
Oh, I didn't
type
know they did all. I thought they
serum.
just had the shampoo.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
Speaking of cool science study, and finally, Science Daily. So you guys remember not the speculation, but the reports we were getting from our doctor friends who've been using GLP-1s like semaglutide, tirzepatide on patients.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember? I'm sure I know you do, but you know what they were saying about the other effects that their people were getting? Not just that they were eating less, but that they were also drinking less, smoking
less impulsive,
dude.
addictive
so
qualities.
There's now studies that are showing that it's actually working. This is the summary. This is from ScienceDaily.com. The title says, weight loss drugs like Ozempic may also curb drug and alcohol addiction. Here's a summary. GLP-1 drugs originally developed for diabetes and obesity may also curb addictive behaviors by acting on reward circuits in the brain. Early trials show reductions in alcohol intake, opioid seeking, and nicotine use.
Wow.
Huge.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy that if this is the case.
How far away are we from the newest one, the retatrutide or what it's called?
Retatrutide. I don't think it's available as a medication yet. I think it's still.
It's not, but I know it's. I see the post. I see the stuff coming around. It's in trials right now, or
I believe so.
Is that right?
Yeah, I believe
it's
so.
got to be coming soon, though, right?
Yeah. So, so it's wild. So, in rodent models, several GLP-1 receptor agonists have been shown to reduce self-administration of heroin, fentanyl, and oxycodone. Preclinical data show that GLP-1 receptor agonists reduce nicotine self-administration, reinstatement of nicotine seeking.
Now, okay, so in regards to the opiates and stuff like that, is this is there something happening to the receptors that's happening, or is it just purely the desire to
it's all about the this kind of pleasure-seeking reward systems in the brain that are connected to food.
Yeah.
And so it's broad. It's more of a broad application. It's not just food.
Yeah.
Is that people desire the desire to try to seek something pleasurable goes
So it's
down.
not doing anything to like the opiate receptors. Because
No.
one of the hardest parts about coming off an opiate is how much your receptors get
That's right.
down-regulated, how much they need just to feel normal again.
Right.
And so the coming off of it is like a nightmare.
No.
So it's not doing anything to that. It's literally just somebody who battles.
They just desire less of it,
Yeah, okay.
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's really cool.
This is wild because we could be. I mean, it's very interesting what the applications could be on something like this.
Do you think that I have found my sister reached out to me about her doctor. This is not like through us or anything like that. She was like, yeah, she recommended I microdosed a GLP-1.
For what?
I forgot what her reasoning behind my sister, because obviously my sister's not way overweight, but for the other health benefits that were included in it. And it just got me thinking that, are we going to see this in the near future where these doctors are actually recommending like even microdosing of it to more people because of all the other benefits?
That's what all the frontline doctors, the ones we've had on the show that have been using it for a while, they recommend microdosing.
They said that, and it's interesting that it hasn't really made mainstream yet, like microdosing.
No, because I think the pharma companies
Pharma's still huge.
Yeah, they're slow to
component,
it. They're slow to it for obvious reasons. You got to look and see what the profitability is on microdosing.
I know that Ozempic just got a humongous lawsuit, and so they're dealing with that.
What was the lawsuit over?
People were saying they had side effects that they were told about, and it does slow down gastric emptying. You take a high enough dose, it could make everything not move anymore.
So when it slows down something like that, is it just in generally slowing down the entire digestive process?
Yeah.
So let's
gastric emptying.
Right. That's all part of the process. Yeah. So if the entire, process takes roughly, let's just say for argument's sake, 2 hours to happen, is it making it 4 to 6 to 8?
I don't know.
Do you have any idea?
No, I don't know what the numbers are.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that's what, if you just slow that process, that makes sense why you're not hungry very long. I wonder if it slows it down even more than that.
But I mean, back to what I was saying earlier, I know a guy who was using it for sex addiction. He worked with a doctor who said, let's try this because he had an addiction to sex pornography.
Yeah.
And he said he got some decent results off of it.
Yeah, because weren't they also attributing it to lowering the brain inflammation on some level? Like
that's what Dr. Seed says.
An inflamed state tends to kind of lean into those impulses.
That's what Dr. Seeds definitely said. So what does that say, Doug? It slows down gastric emptying by about 36 minutes on average. Okay. For example, one study found the time to empty 50% of a meal was 138 minutes with the GLP-1 receptor agonist versus 95 minutes with the placebo. Well, I mean, that's a significant difference from 95 to 138. That's how much percent is that?
Almost double, 40% more or so, 35% more. Would be my rough math, somewhere around there.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Another interesting study on cavities and gum disease and its connection to strokes. So I'll read to you guys what the summary says. The American Academy of Neurology, so this was October 27th, this got put in Science Daily. People with both cavities and gum disease were found to have an 86% higher stroke risks than those with healthy mouths. The study followed thousands of adults for 2 decades, linking poor oral health with major cardiovascular events. You guys want to have speculations as to why?
Well, yeah, I would think there's a major correlation with people that have gum, teeth issues with their types of foods that they're eating in their diet. So you're probably eating a lot of processed junk and garbage, and that probably is what has more to do with it than actually the gums or the teeth. That would be my guess.
That's what I thought too. But here's what the data is starting to show.
Oh, interesting. Something
is
different,
that your mouth should be a sealed area where bacteria doesn't get into your bloodstream.
Because that's like direct access to bloodstream.
That's right.
Into your brain and heart. Right?
That's right. And so
It's gonna be scary for someone like you.
yes. So what?
I mean, just the sheer volume of more your mouth is open compared to Justin.
I mean, it's like trying to put those dots together.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, Justin's like 50% less likely to
'cause
get
it's
whatever.
close?
Yeah.
No, every time you eat, right? If there's bacteria on what
I'm
there
just
is,
brewing it right now.
if there's bacteria and stuff on your food, you know, by the time it gets into your stomach, the stomach acid, everything destroys a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
But if it could get directly into your bloodstream through your gums, which can cause heart inflammation, and they've connected certain bacteria in the mouth with gum disease and also connected it to cardiovascular events.
Yeah.
So that's probably.
So are you guys
Crazy.
pro oil pulling and stuff, or do you think that's too woo woo for you, or do you think there's value in that? I mean, I think that has to do with helping the microbiome of the mouth, right?
I think so. I don't know enough
I
about
don't know
it.
enough about it. Yeah. I mean, obviously flossing and keeping like good hygiene
Yeah.
for the most part.
You know,
Doug, you ever oil pulled?
Real
I've tried it.
I figured you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
I mean, I don't know
gross.
if it did anything.
It's
I didn't
gross.
do
Have you
it
done You
No.
consistently.
You switch
for a
like
long
bunch of-
time. Yeah, for like a long period of time.
Yeah, I don't know about
I've
switching
done that with
coconut oil.
like salt water, you know, and I'll do that every now and then. But
Yeah, I got a water pick instead of floss. Have you guys ever used one of those?
Oh, I used to love
Yeah.
my water pick. Just to, what it is just a big tool on the freaking counter.
I know, it's
That's
a
what I go through phases. I've had probably.
You're such a girl.
I
It
know.
doesn't look good on my counter. Throw it away.
Well, not just that. It becomes messy and it's spilling.
I have
It's
a
just-
portable one. It's
Yeah.
easy. It's self-contained.
So you use one also.
I do, but I also floss. I do
Why,
both.
why both?
Oh, because it's good.
What,
It's
what
good
you
to do both.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to do both?
He's extra
Yeah.
clean.
How long does it take you to do your teeth at night? Like a half
That's why he's
hour?
late, dude.
got time.
It takes an extra
Doug's
30
fucking
seconds to do
water
floss.
picking floss in his teeth right now. It's 45 minutes later.
The guy with no kids.
yeah,
Better start my evening
picking every
routine.
blackhead.
I got to be in bed in 90 minutes.
No, seriously. Yeah. I mean, the water picks great, but
Yeah.
They are cool. I mean,
are.
I like them, but I mean, they can get a little messy. You always, at least once or twice, you always accidentally push the button when it's facing the mirror, and then it blasts the whole
Oh
mirror.
my God.
I do it in the shower.
I've done. Oh, that's not.
I just keep it in the shower and I just.
Son of a gun. Why didn't I think of that?
Electricity and water. That's why I.
No,
didn't
Well,
do
it's
it.
portable.
It's portable.
Battery operated. Still
It's-
batteries in the. shower.
Well,
just
you're not going to get
shop for
zapped with a
Sound
little
like the best
battery in
idea.
there.
He's not in the shower. I don't imagine Doug.
No. I mean, I'm in the shower, but I'm
Double
not.
blast.
It's not getting wet. Even if it did, it's self-contained unit.
Okay.
I want you, Adam. You brought up something off air I thought was brilliant.
What's that?
And when you share it-
my new job for kids.
What a brilliant idea.
So I'm always
Someone needs to do this.
since I was a kid. This is I used to get my not my real mom, my best friend's mom always sent me those little like there was a magazine. Justin, you might have subscribed to this. It was like maybe you too saw that, like a business magazine. It was like small business ideas. I don't know if you guys I forget the name of it, but it was a really popular.
I was reading nerdy stuff.
Yeah, that was mine. I was reading small,
Entrepreneur.
That
maybe?
could have been.
No, it was
Magazine?
something different. It was like literally specific, like small business ideas, and it was a whole magazine dedicated to it. It was really good. I used to read them all the time. But anyways, I've always been like infatuated with these, little ideas that I could, make a small income or whatever, even as a young kid. And I was doing something that you brought up actually first that reminded me of this idea that I've had for a while.
It's so brilliant.
Sal was complaining about all the Amazon Prime boxes that he has to break down, right, from the wives ordering stuff, and we all kind of like grumbled, oh yeah, me too. We all can relate. And I remember seeing this one kid who did this the small business I thought was absolutely brilliant, where he went around his neighborhood And it was in a rich neighborhood where a lot of people, and in an area like I think Arizona or someplace like that where it's really popular. Utah's like this too, where almost every house has a water softener because the water is so hard in that area. And so it's like just an annoyance that you have to change the salt like once every 45 days or something. And so this kid went around, it was a brilliant idea, and it was just like, hey, I'll, for, $20 a month or like that, I'll change, you'll never have to worry about your salt.
Nobody wants to do it.
Yeah, nobody wants to do it. It's like $20. They never got to think about it again. And this kid
takes him 20
so
minutes.
he made a ton of money doing this, and it takes him a few minutes to do this neighborhood. And I was like, that's what a brilliant idea. If I was a kid, what would I do right now? What's different today than, or in our area? And I'm like, you know what it is? That Amazon guy is at every one of our neighbors' houses every single day dropping boxes off. And one of my things that I hate doing is when it's trash day is all the boxes I got to break down from this. I mean, literally just in 6 days, it blows me away how much boxes I have. And you can't stuff it in the recycle bin because they're all odd and weird, and it fills up your whole recycle bin. So you got to cut them up, and the recycle guy wants them in, or they won't pick them up. You can't just throw the boxes out there. You have to cut them in. I forget what the size they say, like 4x4 sizes or smaller. So you have to break all these boxes down, and it's an annoyance, right? And I thought, man, if a kid came to my door and said, hey, for $20 a month or what, I'd probably even pay up to 50 or 60.
I'd pay $20 a week.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd probably pay all the way up to same thing.
It's such a pain in the butt.
No, I'm with you. It'd be interesting to see what,
especially if it was a kid, because I'd be like,
right.
I'll
like
give
it'd be
you
interesting
money.
to see what the market would say.
Like
I mean, I know when I was a kid, that's my first ever real business was a lawn mowing service, and that's exactly what I did. Was go to door to door.
This is the evolution. Of
Exactly, and it was $20 right
odd
along.
jobs.
So who knows where that is today? What people would pay for cardboard boxes because nobody used to order Amazon.
Yeah, imagine if you just threw them on the side of the house, and every week he
Which is
showed
exactly
up,
what I do.
And he cut them up and put them in the thing for you.
That's right. You don't even have to.
How much would you pay for that every week?
I would. Yeah,
I paid $20.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that is, and I would even take it to another level where all my neighbors that signed up for it, I would put us all on a WhatsApp, and you could even just let me know, like, hey, cardboard boxes, and then I'll make sure to get to that house before and early if it's starting to bulk
I'll
up.
just add it to the kids' chores. Yeah,
that's true.
I don't know. I think
My kids are too young for that.
I think it's a brilliant idea if you're young, I don't know what age you'd start that at, 12, 13. I don't know if that's too young or
I
whatever.
would love to pay
go pitch it.
little-
neighbor to
some
neighbor.
15, 16-year-old
little
kid to come
electric.
to-
You get your little electric scooter and your little tools that you
just
need.
go from house to house.
Yep.
And just break them down, before garbage day. That would be great.
I think
wash
you
windows,
can.
do that,
I think you
like,
can
do
make
all
a
the
little
things.
killing, and they do. They make some really cool tools to break down the boxes easier. And I think that a lot of people, especially if a kid came to my door and knocked on my door like that.
The amount of waste we must produce now is so huge compared to before, right? Because of Amazon.
It's
Probably.
really bad. It's
Because
really bad. I just saw some documentary on it, and it was like, put Courtney and I at pause. We're just like, oh my God, because even in I think it's this one place, not in the Congo, but it was somewhere in Africa where. It had a coastline, and so on the coastline, you actually saw it was all like shirts and clothing, and it was just literally washing up every day. It was
What?
washing up on shore,
Well,
and
I've
they were
seen
just
pictures of that
scooping
before.
it like out of the ocean because they just have so much clothing that comes down from some big factories, and like it's just like people will wear them, but then they discard them,
Yeah.
and it's just like we're at a position now where it's so saturated that it's like they don't know how to get rid of all this stuff. And
I would add that as an a la carte to my cardboard boxing business too, is because, and I have to clean out my closet of clothes I don't wear anymore, and I put it in a big
Oh, by the
black
way,
trash
would you
bag.
like the extra service where I take your clothes and donate it?
That's right. I'll go donate to a good cause. What about that? You just leave it in a black trash bag next year, and I'll take care of it for you. And I would actually clean out my closet on a more regular basis if I had somebody, because what happens right now, and I've got it at my house right now, it's in our office. There's 3 huge bags of just clothes and hats and old shoes.
I
and all these
wonder if
things.
that would work for Amazon.
Yeah.
If Amazon could say, hey, all the boxes that you guys, after you take your products out, leave the box aside, we'll take them back. I wonder if they could make a profit off
They
that.
still would want them broken down because it'd be too hard and time
bulky.
Yeah, too bulky for the driver to take it. That's part of what makes that such a headache. Like if I could just throw my boxes out and somebody would come pick them up, like and then it would be. But the hassle is the breaking down of all these odd shaped boxes to be in this 4x4.
And you know what's
cup.
crazy is that most places don't even recycle. It's not recycled.
I know.
Aluminum and glass is recycled. but cardboard is not. So even though you put it in the recycle bin,
Yeah.
we used to sell.
Nothing plastic is recycled.
No, we used to sell that to.
Why would we not reuse cardboard? I feel like that'd be an easy thing to recycle.
Because the cost of breaking it down, recycling makes no sense.
It's more money.
It makes so
They
it doesn't
just burn it, but we don't want to do that. Yeah.
So we used to give it to. We used to sell that to China. We used to sell them our cardboard and plastic.
And they stopped buying it.
China stopped buying it. So it doesn't make there is no cost efficiency for recycling.
So I did see though somewhere that like China had this factory that started to be able to burn clean like vapors. So they were actually able to kind of turn that into energy. Like
How is that
productive energy?
Oh, because the productive energy is canceling out the negative byproduct.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily you not having negative, because there's no way you get around not having some
zero
negative
carbon,
but because the positive that comes out of it, it outweighs the negative. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much traction they're getting with it yet, but I was like, that's at least promising.
Yeah.
It's like you can start using the waste for energy.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of promising, am I okay to talk about the Black Friday? Are we going to be doing that when this airs, Doug?
Absolutely.
Black Friday starts
Yeah.
right now. So
For
this
us?
is
Who?
this for us.
Oh,
This
wow,
is 60%, 60% off everything. So every MAPS program, every bundle.
Oh, are we in November? Is this currently in November right now?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. So it's 60%
It's
off
on.
everything, including all the bundles. So bundles, programs, everything 60% off.
We have more
unlimited.
giveaweys this year too, and prizes than ever too.
So here's what happens. We're two people. So I'll get to how you can enter to win. It's actually kind of easy, but we're going to give away 2 1-week stays at the Park City Mind Pump House, which includes a $1,000 travel voucher. So you're going to get the stay there plus $1,000 towards your travel for 2 people. 5 people are going to win 3 months of one-on-one coaching from our trainers, and 10 people are going to win 3 months of our concierge coaching from our trainers. And the way that you enter is if you get a bundle, every bundle of MAPS programs you get 10 entries. Every MAPS program you get 3 entries, and then the guides and the mods give you 1 entry. So you get 3 bundles, 30 entries. Your odds of winning go through the roof. So 2 1-week stays.
It's
gonna
on.
give away, which is really cool. And then since we're in November, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday. This is when ButcherBox you can get a turkey, right? You can add a turkey to your box. Is
I
that
love
true,
they do
Doug?
that.
Is that?
That is correct.
Yeah, yeah.
So you
Makes that so convenient. Going to get the turkey at the grocery store is always a pain.
They
in the
have
butt.
their turkeys are delicious.
They're amazing,
and they're great price.
Every year, that's one of our. We do multiple turkeys, but that's.
Are you going to do the thing again where you fry one and bake one?
Yeah, actually, I want to try 3. I want to go bake
Smoke one?
Yeah, bake, smoke, fry.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I bet
and
the
I'll
fry will
I'll
always be
fry
the
and
best.
smoke, and then my brother is the one who. My brother's got the baking down pretty well, and so he does the bake. And then this year I'd like to try and do the smoke and the deep fry. Deep fry is easy. I don't even. It's like so easy. It's not even fair. It's like you don't do anything. Like the deep fryer takes care of everything. It's fast. It's
Try
like,
not to spill it.
Yeah, that's it. Put it outside, put it in a safe spot, drop the sucker in. Like you don't do it. You don't even season it. You don't do anything to it. You literally just drop it in the deep fryer, and then there's just the oil.
You don't season it?
No. You don't want to do that. You don't want to put like the
okay.
salt and then deep fry like that. It'll pop and crack and do it. So you like literally just
What oil is it?
Peanut oil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you fry it in peanut oil, and you just dry it down, prep it, but then you drop it in for 2 hours or less. It's not even
Oh
that long.
god, that means if Thanksgiving's coming, that's my annual workout with my cousins. So this will be.
Did you guys do it last year?
We did.
For some
Yeah,
reason
we
I
do
thought
every-
you missed it.
It's changed so much, you guys. Like this is.
That's right. No. I remember it turned into the driving the race cars. That's what's going to become
It's
now.
it's just
all your cousins are going to want to drive the race car more than they're going to want to actually work out.
Well, what it's become is a like I have all these injuries excuses now. It's what's happening. It's like, hey guys, we're gonna do the workout. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, my back. Oh god, this workout sucks, you guys.
That's where we're at.
It's
now.
not like, so
By the way, on that turkey, you can get a free one if you sign up.
so if you're not a member, sign up.
If you're not
to
a
get
member,
turkey.
you can get a turkey or a ham for free.
Oh, you have the ham in there. That's
Yes.
cool.
I'm not a fan of ham.
Really?
I love ham.
Oh, I love ham.
Just,
Yeah.
Bro, it doesn't taste. What is it?
It's ham.
It doesn't taste. It's nothing. It tastes like nothing. It's not even good.
Really?
No, I'm not a fan of ham.
Shame on you.
No,
Say
man.
that. Maybe you just need the right person to cook you a ham.
That's what everybody says. Every time I try it, it's like, meh.
Huh.
It's not that good.
Okay, I can get down on some ham.
I'll eat turkey. I'll eat turkey with some good gravy on it. But ham, meh. Whatever.
There's not a lot that I don't like. What's the most overrated dish on Thanksgiving?
On Thanksgiving?
Yeah. What's the most overrated?
Jello.
Jello.
Marshmallow, anything.
Marshmallow yams.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah,
Gross.
I'd say that's over. That's probably a top.
What's underrated?
Ooh, underrated?
Yeah.
Sleeper? It's a sleeper. Stuffing.
Pecan
Oh, the
pie.
stuffing's the best.
Is that considered underrated? Because everybody knows
I don't think it's
stuffing.
underrated.
Yeah,
I think people love
I
it.
think everybody knows stuffing's the best. What's a good underrated dish?
I think pecan pie. Like a homemade.
Well, I
Dinner
love
rolls.
pecan pie. It's
Good
the
God, that's delicious.
best pie ever.
Is that
It's
also-
the best. It's
yeah,
the
I don't,
best.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I go.
I go
a la
pumpkin.
mode though. You got to throw
Yeah.
a scoop of ice
Oh,
cream, vanilla ice cream
absolutely.
on it.
Or
Sure.
at least whipped cream. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Sure,
waste if you don't do
That's
that.
my favorite. Turkey might be a little overrated. The white meat.
The white meat in particular. Yeah.
Yeah, turkey's not that.
Although that's what goes the best with the gravy.
Yeah.
So because it's a little dry and the gravy's perfect. I feel like
Yeah,
dark
I'm not
meat
a
doesn't
dark
need the
meat guy.
gravy.
I always do white meat. So.
You always go white meat.
Yeah,
Why?
Racist.
Yeah, that's probably why. It's
Just as racist
there's
as coming out.
underlying. They wrote a book on it. And I gotta read it still.
Hey, he has a wall.
Why
He has
I
a wall
have these
where the turkey
preferences.
is. The white meat's. don't let the brown look
It's the master meat.
Stop! Come on, Justin. We're already going bad.
Too far. Too far.
You'd have to add that in.
It really depends on how it's
just
cooked,
freaking
though.
turkey, guys.
Yeah.
Relax.
I know.
I'd say probably 90% of turkeys cooked out there are probably overdone.
Overdone.
Yeah.
Way
I mean,
overdone.
that's one of the hardest parts about turkey is because there's a bit of an art to it because that's one of those meats that you can't undercook because if you undercook it,
Yeah,
that's all
exactly.
bad, right? You get sick from that. So you can't undercook it. So everyone is always probably a little over than like.
You know what they have at Disneyland that's just always
The turkey
overrated?
legs.
Turkey legs.
Come on,
When
bro.
I love those things.
When I was so last year,
Walk around
best.
with a big ass.
when I was in
greasy
when I was in
turkey leg.
Florida, it was during my YouTube series when I was.
So
on
you
my,
had to eat it.
That's all I could have. There was nothing else you could
No.
eat inside there. So it was just like turkey legs, just living off
Medieval glutton.
Of that.
Your face is all
Yeah.
covered in grease. Anyway.
Get you a bib.
Yeah. You've probably heard of methylene blue. This optimizes mitochondrial function. All right, what does that mean? Way more energy and focus. It's not caffeine. It's totally different. It's methylene blue. And the best place to get it is from Troscriptions. Their Just Blue product hits you faster and is more effective. Go check it out. Go to troscriptions.com/mindpump. That's troscriptions.com/mindpump. It's a Just Blue troche. You put it in your cheek, absorb it very quickly. By the way, you have to use the code MINDPUMP for 10% off. Back to the show. This segment of the podcast is brought to you by Mind Pump Fitness Coaching. This is the #1 course that teaches trainers and coaches how to build sustainable 6-figure plus businesses and careers in fitness. Look, it's roundtable based, so you can hear Adam, Justin, and myself teaching you how to build a better business, get more leads, close more deals, close bigger deals, and be more effective trainers. By the way, our course is nationally recognized. In fact, it gives you 1.9 CEUs with or for your NASM certification. Find out more at mindpumpfitnesscoaching.com.
Our first caller is Lisa from Colorado.
Hi, Lisa.
All right, Lisa.
Hi there.
How you
How are
doing?
you guys? Good. So I guess I just I've always been heavier my whole life. I've in 2020 I lost about 90 pounds doing a lot of walking. I did a supervised diet on HCG, and then I also did keto for quite a while. So I tried to get off of that, kind of get back to more of a balanced life. And the weight has started creeping back up again. And it just seems like this constant yo-yo battle. I did do the food sensitivity test that you guys recommended, the Equalife test. I had 55 different things, mostly vegetables, that were on my list. So I've been doing the 6-week, 12-week, 6 months. So I'm at about 11 weeks now of keeping those out of my diet and trying to kind of reset my body. So I definitely think I need to do more exercise. That needs to be part of it. But I feel like with all the ups and downs over the years and trying the different things, I worry that I've kind of messed up my gut in general and that my body's just not processing things the way that it should. And I don't know the best way to go about kind of resetting that and getting myself back on the right track for kind of a longer term health.
Yeah, thanks for reaching out and expressing that. So it's not uncommon for the vast majority of foods that somebody develops an intolerance to be plants.
Okay.
It's far more common. Aside from eggs and dairy, which can also tend to be high, it's almost always plants. And if somebody has a lot of intolerances, it's typically lots of different plants. And there's a lot of different reasons that we can explain why and whatever, and there's some theories, but that's just the way it is. The gut heals itself, and it's actually when you look at the cells of the gut, it's actually one of the faster renewing parts of the body. The issue, though, the challenge is we need to figure out the root cause of why you have so many intolerances and possibly treat that. So you may also have SIBO, and you may have a parasite or not, but if we don't know those things, we can't treat them. And so then what you're doing is you're mitigating the symptoms, but then when you go back to what you did before, the symptoms will start to come back. And so we have to kind of figure that out. So SIBO is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. SIFO is small intestinal fungal overgrowth. You could have one or both. Parasites can be a part of this. They're actually relatively common, far more common than people think, especially if you've never tested or treated yourself for a parasite, but you eat things like sushi, raw vegetables, or you've traveled abroad. It's not uncommon for somebody to have a parasite that's just been hanging out, and they're relatively easy to treat as well. And so those things can cause gut inflammation. The inflammation then is what causes these immune reactions over time. Okay, and so what you're seeing now are the immune reactions, but we would want to figure out what's the root issue, solve that, and then go through a process of letting the gut heal, and then you're fine. Is what that looks like. Okay. So it's really common for someone with a lot of gut issues to feel better eating no carbohydrates, no starches, no vegetables, or even fruit can cause an issue. And until you kind of treat the root issue, it's always going to be like, oh my God, I can't eat anything. I can only eat this and I can only eat that. And it's kind of like mitigating things. Fasting probably feels better for you, that whole deal. So so the root, let's figure out that. To do that, you'd want to work with someone who does gut health testing, so they could test for things like parasite and SIBO, SIFO. The Cabral, the people I work with, Dr. Cabral, they do all that. In fact, I think that's where you got your test from, right? Equilife came from Dr. Cabral.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I would contact them and I'd say, hey, I'd like to do some gut testing. I want to see if I have SIBO, SIFO, if I have parasite. Then they'll test you for that, and then you can treat, based off what that comes back from. And then once you've figured that out, then you can go on reverse diet. Reverse diet with some strength training is what you're going to need to do. Yeah, to kind of build the muscle, build that metabolic health, get everything kind of back in order. But if gut health is poor, it's really hard to do anything. It's very difficult. You just kind of got this low level inflammation. And I know I dealt with this for years until I finally got to the root of it. And it's just like you're just constantly managing symptoms.
Better just address it directly,
Mm-hmm.
Lisa, have you considered hiring a coach through this process to kind of hold your hand through all? I know Sal just threw a bunch of things for you to go kind of figure out on your own. Have you considered like having like one of our coaches or trainers take you through that process?
I definitely have. Like I've tried to do a metabolism test. I did, like I said, the food sensitivity test. I've, looked at a lot of different things and, talked to a couple different doctors, and they just say, oh, your hormone, everything's fine, kind of situation. But it definitely does feel like there's a roadblock. Like unless I'm working out a huge amount, like I probably average about, I would say 6,500 to 8,500 steps a day, and then I maybe work out 2 to 3 times a week at best, but they're like 15-minute workouts, like kind of short workouts. So, I know there's improvement there for sure, but it just feels like if I'm not working out, 15,000 steps a day in an hour workout, it's just not working.
Yeah.
Because again, if you have this low level inflammation, your insulin sensitivity is thrown off, cortisol can sometimes be inverted, and it just feels like you can't fuel yourself properly. If you did a food sensitivity test and it came back with like a few things on there, then we would just say avoid it. But when you see a lot of things on there, like yours, it's like, okay, what's causing this? Something's caused all of this to happen, and we got to get to the root cause.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I was pretty shocked seeing 55.
And you probably feel better not eating those things.
The good news is, though, that we figured that out and you fixed that, and it's life-changing for people. So it's a big deal. So it's definitely worth the time to go get the test, research it, figure it out, and or have somebody kind of help you through that process, because once you do turn that around, it's going to feel a lot different trying to get the results that you probably felt right now. It probably feels like such an uphill battle
It's like you're fighting your own body.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it, I think.
Totally.
It's a constant me versus it.
Yeah. No,
Just-
totally.
Absolutely. So so reach out to Cabral's team, and then I'll have a coach call you. And I think if you worked with two people together, you have your functional medicine practitioner and our coach working in tandem, then you'll have all your bases covered. And you should, if they end up finding what the root issue is, you're looking at like 6 months from now, it's gonna be very different, very, very different. How you feel?
That would be amazing. That would be awesome. I really appreciate that feedback. That's encouraging.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for calling in.
We'll figure it out, Lisa.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
You got it.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, that's
I'm glad you said something that I don't know if I've heard you say on here before about when you have a bunch of things, because it's actually really common. One of the things I don't like about those food sensitivity tests, I think everybody will have one or two things.
Yeah, that's most people.
And a lot of times you'll have one or two things and most people are like, I actually feel fine when I have that. Doesn't bother me. But when you see a whole bunch of things, especially in a whole category of food, it's like, okay, something else is going on because it's not normal. It's more normal that you have one or two things that everybody has. To have a whole category of food that you're having an issue with is normally a flag that something else is going on.
When I finally got treated, because I had a parasite, which I didn't know, and I don't. It's not like I go overseas and live in third world countries, but in my 40s, I've been living my whole life. And I'll eat sushi. I'll do. The odds are you'll probably encounter a parasite at some point. And I had all these symptoms, and I would mitigate them with diet and lifestyle, but I could never. You guys know this. My gut would be bad, then it would be better, and then it would be bad. And when I finally treated the parasite, everything changed. I mean, 12 pounds of muscle I gained. I can eat almost everything except for, like you said, Adam, if I have gluten, I can have it here and there. If I push it, it starts to bother me. Dairy, I still can't do. And that's pretty much it. Whereas before it was like, I was like, oh my God. And sometimes it was things that were okay. I'm like, what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
Our next caller is Amy from the UK.
Hi, Amy.
How you doing, Amy?
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Nice to see you all.
Yeah, thanks for calling in. How can we help you?
So I'm in a little bit of limbo, and I'm hoping you can give me some advice. I just wanted to say I really, really love the show. I've learned so much. I'm trying to get through your back catalogue of podcasts on my runs and things like that. So thank you so much. As you can probably tell, I am from the UK, so your podcasts do reach right over the Atlantic Sea. So I'm 39 and I'm 5'7", and I am quite new to lifting. I only started in December 2024, so just last year. When I started off in a calorie deficit of 1,600 calories at that time, and I joined a gym. And I got really into it, and I had a body scan when I initially started. So my initial starting weight was 78 kilograms, and my body fat at that point was 37%. My muscle mass was 22.2 kilograms. So I trained 3 to 4 times a week, was really, really good on my protein intake. I get at least 150 grams a day and continue to do so. When I had another scan in March, I'd done really well. My body fat went to 29 from 37. My weight was 69 kilograms, and my muscle mass had barely moved. So my muscle mass was still 22.1 kilograms. So I was really, really pleased with that, because I had expected that I would lose some muscle, but I hadn't. So I decided at that point to up my calories from 1,600 to 1,800, and continue with the training and things like that. And I rescanned again in September, and my body fat had gone down to 26.6%.
Yeah,
so good.
Nice.
My weight was 65 kilograms, but my muscle mass had gone to 20.7. So I had lost about a kilo in muscle mass, which I was quite disappointed about, because I'd upped my calories and continued with my protein and doing all those good things. So my initial goal really was to get under 25% body fat, and then to move into a slight bulk up to maintenance, and then a surplus from that to build some more muscle. But I think the loss of that kilogram in muscle mass threw me a little bit, and I don't really know how to proceed from there, whether I up my calories a bit more, whether I pop them back down to 1,600, which doesn't seem the right way to go, I don't think.
I think
the training
I think you've done great on the diet side. I think this is a program thing for us.
Yeah, but let's pause for a second.
Yeah, you've done really good.
I'll ask you one more question, and if depending on this answer, I know what's going on here. Are you a lot stronger than you were when you started this process?
Yes.
How much stronger would you say? Give me an example of a big lift.
Well, I will say that 2 years ago I had a slipped disc and I had drop foot. So I'm very cautious on what I could do in terms of barbell and compound lifting. However, I think my probably biggest lift, I use the landmine quite a lot for like sumo squats. So I'll do that instead of having it on my back. And for me, it's 55 kilograms that I can lift and do sets of for that.
Okay, so when you went from 1,600 to 1,800 calories through that process of trying to build, how much did that change, that particular lift?
A lot. I was probably only doing 25 kilograms.
Oh my God. Yeah, no. So here's the thing. Those scans have a large margin of error when it comes to muscle. You want to do multiple scans, maybe once every 3 or 4 weeks, and look at the trends. If your body fat percentage went down, you feel good, and you're stronger, especially a lot stronger. I mean, your lift went from 25 kilos to 55, did you say, or 45?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a significant amount of weight difference. You didn't lose muscle.
Yeah.
You didn't lose muscle. So so that scan is, I wouldn't trust that, especially if it's well within the margin of error. 1 kilo is within the margin of error of a scan like that. I can make my body look, on a scan, I could change my body mass within 6 hours by changing my hydration.
I also think that I'd like to have you on a MAPS program just because when you first start lifting and you do diet right, like you did, you definitely did the right things nutritionally and get into strength training. Your programming doesn't have to be that great and you will see good results. And I think you saw good results. As you continue on, it gets a little more important on how good is your programming. And that it just as you go, you get deeper into this.
Got to dial it in a bit.
Yeah, the dialing in the programming will help continue this progress. I think what you did with the diet was phenomenal. Yeah. And so really having some sort of really good structure. And I don't know, are you coming up with the programming or are you getting it from somewhere? Where you?
I've tried a few different programs and I seem to get to the point where I'm moving into those like, really big kind of barbell compound lifts and I start to try and do them and I'm just, my weight's going right down. When I'm trying to kind of lift, I suppose squat with the barbell, I can't, there's no way I'd be even lifting probably 30 kilograms on a back squat to what I could do using the landmine. So I have to try and then start adapting it. I think it's just my back. Because as soon as I come up from the squat, I swing to one side, whereas I don't seem to do that when I'm using other equipment.
Yeah, no. So you could go real slow, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send you a program called Map Symmetry.
Symmetry, thank you.
And I want you to skip the last phase. So don't do the last phase. Just do the first phases. And I want you to just repeat that a couple times while going and continuing to increase your calories. Yeah. And you're going to get great results from that. You'll build muscle on that, no problem.
Yeah. Strength stability around your joints.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Because I've just kind of been like, I don't know where to go from here now. Making up kind of adapting programs to suit me, but not really kind of feeling like I'm on any kind of path now.
No, it makes a big difference to have good
unilateral training be huge for you.
Yeah, and it's all unilateral training. So because of your back and your fear of hurting yourself, and what you said just really solidified it for me. Your hips will shift to one direction. Unilateral training is gonna be very valuable. The last phase of symmetry is bilateral, which is why I want you to skip it. And I want you to run symmetry maybe a couple times without doing the last phase. And then at the end of that, I think you'll be ready to start practicing bilateral, barbell movements.
I'll have Doug send over symmetry. And then I'd also like to have him put you in our private forum if you're not already in there, because then you can just reach out to us as you're going through the process. So if there's an exercise that doesn't feel right or you have questions about, literally just message us inside the Facebook forum. And then we can adjust it for you or change it, or you can show us a video of how you're moving and we can help you.
Thank you. Would you suggest that I stick to 1,800 or should I increase it? I mean, I do have quite a sedentary job, but I do get my 10,000 steps in a day.
No. Oh, you're moving.
No, you're doing great. I'd go up to 1,900 and then to 2,000 and then to 2,100 and bump it up every 2-3 weeks and see how you feel. But I think I think you'll feel great bumping your calories.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I usually have a banana and I go to the gym. And the other day I was hungry, so I ate a full breakfast and went to the gym and did a few things. So I was just like, oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, what part of the UK are you from, by the way? Where are you at in England?
So I'm from somewhere called Lancaster.
I knew it.
Which is in the northwest of England.
Yeah. I have family. So your accent sounds similar to my sister-in-law, who's from right around that area. So that's why I asked.
Oh, right, yeah.
Awesome.
The best area, of course.
That's
the best.
right. Yeah. That's right.
Naturally.
Awesome.
I'm sure slightly colder than where you guys are. I'm sat here with it.
Just a bit more.
Yeah, you're in good hands, though, Amy. We got this. I think you've done an incredible job on the diet thing. I think you will notice. I would probably keep your calories there, maybe 100 just for the first 2 weeks of symmetry, because it's a lot of isometric stuff. You're not doing a lot of movement, but after that, bump those calories and try and keep increasing them. But you're going to have us in the forum, so if you have questions as you're going through it or concerns, just message us inside the private forum.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much. And thank you for your help. And thanks for answering my questions.
You got it.
All right, Amy.
Thank you.
Take care.
See you later. Bye.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want people to understand. The strongest correlate to muscle is strength. There is no stronger, you can't find something that is more strongly correlate. It's not perfect because you could just improve your technique and your neural drive and all that stuff.
Sure.
But if you're getting a lot stronger.
Definite sign to pay attention.
Yeah, if she added 1 rep to her exercises, well, maybe we'll see. But, she went up, 20 kilos, which is 44 pounds on a lift. You built muscle.
Significant.
Our next caller is Sydney from Canada.
Hi, Sydney.
How you doing, Sydney?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
How can we help you?
I'll just go ahead and read my question. It says, "Hi guys, I'm a busy 42-year-old mom of 3 teens, all in rep sports. I work a pretty active job, residential cleaning, and I constantly battle overuse pain in my shoulders, elbows, and wrists. I've done a ton of physio for them and mostly keep control of the injuries so that I can keep training and working and living. I have been doing MAPS 15 for about 6 months and recently tried to move on to Muscle Mommy. I did struggle right away, unfortunately, with it being too much upper body volume. My question is, how would you change up the programs to be a little more lower body focused, since my upper body already takes quite a bit of a beating with my daily life? I can manage MAPS 15, but even with that, I'd love a little extra lower body focus versus the upper body, so I can help eliminate some of that upper body fatigue."
Yeah, Sydney, thanks for calling in. And I feel you. So tell me your schedule. So what does your job look like? What time do you start? What are the activities looking like? And what's going on?
So my workday typically starts around 9 and goes till about 4, which of course I come right home then and into kids and all of their scheduled sports, which is every night, most nights, at least 2, if not all 3 of them in different directions. But I am a residential cleaner, so it's a lot of overhead. Unfortunately, I'm terrible at using my left, so it's a lot of right-handed activities.
Yeah, and have you ever tracked your steps to see how many steps you take a day?
Typically anywhere from, if I'm just going from work, it's usually about 8 to 12,000 steps. We do have a couple of dogs, though, so often there is a lot more walking involved with getting them in their daily steps too. So I think my day is usually around 12,000. Yeah.
And what does your sleep look like?
Is a perfect amount of
it is. What does your sleep look like, by the way? What time do you go to bed? What time do you wake up?
My sleep has actually gotten a lot better lately. I used to be a terrible sleeper, but I do tend to get pretty much 7 to 8 hours every night.
Okay. Would you say generally, mind if I ask you another question, Sydney?
Sure.
Would you say generally speaking, with just kids, you have 3 teenagers, a lot of work, trying to keep up the workout, diet, all that stuff, would you say generally oh my God, I just feel overwhelmed?
Often, yes.
Okay.
This is probably the worst part of the time of year for us because we're back into school and all the sports start up now. Okay. So this is kind of the craziest time for us, and it's definitely overwhelming.
Okay. So I rather than adding or switching out volume, there's a couple things I'd want you to focus on. How are you with water intake? Do you drink enough water every day?
Probably not.
Yeah. Let's increase that because that'll make a big difference with pain.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That makes a really big difference. And so what you want to do is aim for a half a gallon to a gallon a day. And I'm assuming at work, you probably just lose track. You just get into what you're doing, so you're not drinking.
That is mostly it. Yep.
Okay, so get yourself
Carry something that you can track.
Yeah, carry something like even a gallon of water, and that way you could watch it all day long. And it's gonna be
Okay.
hard to do all at once. You might want to add a little bit of electrolytes to it because that will help you absorb it. So you could add like a packet of Element to the whole gallon,
Okay.
and try to drink that all day. That tends to help with the inflammation and pain. And then what I'd like you to do is MAPS 15 every other day. I don't think you need more of any kind of volume. I think you need less overall volume.
Yep.
Okay.
So instead of going, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, you go Monday, take a day off. Wednesday, don't worry about the 7-day schedule. Just every other day, you're following the next workout that's in MAPS 15 while drinking that water, and I bet you're going to start to feel a lot better.
The
and get
only
stronger.
thing I might add to that advice that we can send to you that I think would be valuable is our Prime Pro and stuff around your shoulders, elbows, and wrists. Some of the mobility moves that are in there. You can include those on your off days and on the days that you work out, and just spend 10-15 minutes, a couple times a day of doing some of the stuff that's in the shoulders, elbows, and wrist. And then follow Sal's advice with MAP 15, and I think that's the appropriate amount of volume.
If you start to get stronger and your pain starts to go down, you're going in the right direction.
Yep.
Even if it feels like it's not a lot, like if you're like, I should be doing more. I think you're already doing so much. I think your life is probably so hectic, so busy. Your job is busy. You got teenagers. You got all that stuff to manage. Then you got to come home and worry about food and then take him to school. All that stuff. I think if you start to get stronger and pain starts to go down, like we know we're on the right track.
How's diet, Sydney, and protein intake?
I pretty consistently hit my protein. I aim for about 140 to 150 grams every day, and I most days do that or more. There are a few days I miss, but not very often.
Okay.
So that's pretty good. I only really track that kind of my calories, but loosely. So
Yeah.
Okay. Generally, whole foods. Do you eat a lot? Do you eat out a lot? Like,
I try really hard not to. There are times where it's just not doable to get anybody at home in a day.
Totally.
But we all try. I mean, of course, with the 3 kids being athletes too, they need it just as much as anybody else. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just need to be at the appropriate amount of volume. If you're good about hitting your protein intake, mostly whole foods, and then even when you eat out, make good choices. I think that's the answer.
Sydney, does your husband work too? Do you guys both working and managing all this?
Yeah. He works a lot more than I do hour-wise, and he's also coaching our son's hockey team. So
listen. I don't think people realize just how hectic and overwhelming and busy it is when you have parents working and you have multiple children, and they also have their own activities. What it feels like all day long is you have no time to do anything but all the stuff you're supposed to do, and that is a stress on the body, Sydney. And exercise is an additional stress on the body. And so we have to find a way, and oftentimes you got to scale way back. And then when you see yourself getting stronger and feeling good, what you don't want to do is like, I feel good, I could do more. No, we're perfect. We're perfect. If you're getting stronger and the pain's starting to go down, we're perfect. Let's stay there.
Okay.
All right.
I'm definitely bad for that. I feel good. I should do more.
I know. You're a mom. You just want to do it all and sacrifice everything for everyone else.
Did you come to our Muscle Mommy talk, or did you do the 7-day trial in the Muscle Mommy group at all?
I haven't. I would like to.
I think you'd be great for that. I think you can get in. You can go in there for a free trial.
Okay.
And join the group. A lot of the women in there are in very similar boats as you are, trying to balance life and kids and work and build muscle. I think you'll get a tremendous amount of value of that. And by the way, it comes with Muscle Mommy 15. So we have a 15 program that we built for Muscle Mommies. It's only in that group that gets that. So
and there's and you get coached by our coaches
once a week.
Group coaching
once a week. You get to meet with our girls that are coaching all the ladies in there. So I think you get tremendous value.
It's musclemommymovement.com, but we'll email you that too.
Awesome. I will check it out.
All right. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
You got it.
Take care, guys.
Bye. I just want people to listen, to hear this, especially if you're a trainer or a coach. The individual variance with how much exercise someone can tolerate is so vast that I didn't appreciate it until I was a trainer with 10 years of experience. I just didn't. And I could tell by looking at her.
Well,
And
you're
she didn't
just
even tell.
running off a formula.
That's right. And when I asked her, and that's why I asked her this question, how often do you feel overwhelmed?
Yeah.
And she's like, all the time, essentially. It's like, okay, we're going to scale way back.
Well, it's so funny too because she answered her own question when she went to Muscle Mommy, which by the way is not a crazy amount of volume
it's not,
in Muscle Mommy at all. For her to feel it right away and know that she had to scale back, like you were doing good on 15.
Yeah,
People just
15
think that, well, if I can do this, now I need more, now I need more. It's like, no, sometimes that's the right dose. Sometimes when you're feeling good, like that's where you
and
want
this
to
is
stay.
the season. Her kids are going to grow up, go off to college, she'll get more time.
Some of these overuse patterns too, it's so hard for me because it's like, I know specific exercises that could really unlock a lot of the pain, a lot of the isometric, stuff. But it's like, we got the general advice, you guys are giving, perfect.
But I mean, if she gets in that Muscle Mommy group and she's meeting with Corinne and them every week, and she has Prime Pro, she'll get that guidance, and they'll be able to dive into those specific things. So I really hope that she gets in there and stays in there because the girls will really be able to help her out.
Our next caller is Deanna from Ohio.
Hi, Deanna.
Hi, Deanna.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
How are you?
Good to see you again.
Yeah, thank you for having me again.
So give us the update.
Yeah, let's hear the update.
Okay. All right. So since last April, I have been healthier than I think since even my 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. So I have been living in MAPS 15 since we talked last April. It has been phenomenal. I have to say, for all your callers, like I was them and thought there's no way this program is going to be enough. And it has literally changed my life. Like I have never built muscle. I have never sculpted, none of that until MAPS 15. So it's been crazy.
Awesome.
But I'll read my email so Doug don't get mad at me. Okay, so as you know, I was Dr. Cabral's kind of disaster work at the end of 2023. I went into 2024 working with his team on a collection of issues. A little over a year after completing, actually it's been since last summer when I finally finished everything. I implemented all of his supplements he recommended. I've been doing bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, and I'm just checking back in, hoping for a little more help. So from January to March last year, I lost 28 pounds, just from eating whole natural foods and being just cleaning out my gut. And so I've maintained that since. I was a scale worshiper my entire life, and now I don't even know where my scale is. I keep it packed away. And then through bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, I do get an in-body scan every 4 months. And so I went the beginning of September, and since last April, I lost 7% body fat.
Wow.
And that was just 15 pounds that I lost in that time period between the two. So I'm super proud of that. And it's shocking to me that my body at this age is just now responding to all my workouts, and I'm in a healthier place. So my questions are, but I should start with my sleep is still terrible. So my cortisol spikes at night. I have tried everything that Dr. Cabral recommended, that you guys recommend, and I'm still failing. I cycle his Adrenal Soothe every 3 to 4 months. I'm not a TV person. I'm not on my phone that much. I am an overthinker, and I worry a lot. So my job's very stressful. I am going through a divorce after 26 years of marriage. And I just moved my only living child to college. So life's very different for me. It looks very different for me right now. As I said, I've been living in MAPS 15. I run it over and over. I do modify the exercises sometimes for a particular body part just to do something different. I get compliments all the time about how I look. People ask what I'm doing for workouts, which is when I scream your praises every time. Everyone thinks that I'm still losing weight, and I weigh the same amount that I've weighed for over a year now. So my issues are my triceps are absolutely disgusting. Like I had very nice arms until I got pregnant with my son at 34 years old. I gained a lot of weight during that pregnancy, and my arms love to claim every one of those pounds. When I lost the pregnancy weight pretty quickly, I swear it looks like my arms separated into two different arms. And I'm so insecure about that I hate wearing sleeveless tops. I'm sure they probably look somewhat better now than a year ago, but there's still a whole lot of work that needs to be done. At the same time, it always felt like I couldn't grow my shoulders. So, and I had never been able to do a push-up, not one push-up. So I decided I wanted to start learning how to do push-ups. So I started doing like 10 girl push-ups, and then I'd wait a little bit, do 10 more. So every morning I was doing 40, then it got to 50, then it got to 60. And my shoulders look way better, but I can't see a difference in my triceps. And I can now do 3 real push-ups.
All right.
Yeah. So you guys always talk about not adding anything to the workouts when following a MAPS program. And I'm just wondering if that counts for MAPS 15, given those are shorter workouts. So my question is, tell me how to improve problem areas when following MAPS 15. And given where I'm currently at in life, should I try to do a longer program again or continue to live in MAPS 15? I sleep good for maybe 4 hours, and then I wake up like every 20 to 30 minutes after that. I just bought the How to Build a Butt mod, and I'm wondering if I can add that into MAPS 15 and what that would look like. Thanks so much for your time. You guys are still food for my soul. I know my son Steven is up in heaven smiling down thinking she is finally listening. So I love you guys. I'm truly grateful for you. And if you only knew how much joy you've brought me.
Thank you so much. You're doing great.
What if I told you there's a Muscle Mommy 15 program that focuses on shoulders and butt?
There's a Muscle Mommy's 15?
That focuses on shoulders and butt. It's inside the muscle.
Okay.
It's inside our Muscle Mommy group. You got to get in there.
Yeah.
You got to get in there.
Okay, so let me just back up. First of all, you're doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing amazing.
Yep.
The next level for you would be to work with a coach in some way, shape, or form, just to get some more guidance through this process. That's what our Muscle Mommy group is. So you go in there, it's group coaching. Once a week, our trainers help coach you, and it includes the Muscle Mommy 15 program in there. And then what they can do is tweak your program as you go along. Because by the way, if we back up and you just keep doing what you're doing great.
Yeah.
I mean, you honestly don't need to change anything, but if you want to start to move things along a little faster, it's going to take some more detailed changes, which is what you'll get with the group coaching. And I think that would be the best option for you.
Okay. I do want to join that group. I've seen all the emails and I do want to join. I'm just still in an area, like a time in my life, I'm adjusting to 1 income instead of 2. Like this is all very new for me. So it's kind of difficult right now, but I am looking at that, and I do want to do that.
Have you done the trial period in there?
Yeah, at least
because that doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, get into the trial period at least, so you can experience. it.
So get in the trial, and if it doesn't work, you could just jump out. But if you think like, okay, I can do this, then do this. Otherwise, I mean, you're doing great. Yeah. I wouldn't add anything to what you're doing. Except for
little details in the program.
That's right.
That's exactly what you're going to get in there.
That's right. And as far as your sleep is concerned, you got. I mean, sending off a kid to college is enough to cause that. I know what that's like. But then you also got you're going through a divorce. It's going to be really, and you're doing all the right stuff. In fact, if you didn't do all the right stuff, your sleep would be even worse. So just got to be patient with it.
I'm also I can be terrible with my sleep, and it's for the same reasons that you are. I'm a thinker at night. It's hard for me to shut the brain off, especially when I have a lot going on in my life. Last night was a night like that for me, where I just could not turn it off. So bad that I'm sitting there in silence, and my wife will elbow me at like midnight, and she'll say, "Stop," and I'm like, "I'm not talking. I'm just laying there," but she says she can hear me thinking. That's how I am at night. One of the things that really helps is either listening to an audiobook or reading right before. That way, because it takes my mind away from all the things I'm doing, and that kind of like rocks me to sleep a little bit. So I'm kind of listening to the book or I'm reading the book, and that takes my mind off the business or off the personal stuff I got going on. That really helps me.
You could also try Brain FM. Yeah. Have you ever tried Brain FM?
I haven't tried Brain FM. I do use Mellow, and I take magnesium before bed. I don't have any problem falling asleep at all. It's just once that 4 hours, sometimes it's only 3, I wake up, and from that point on, it's just downhill. It's I'm looking at the clock every 20, 30 minutes, seeing how much time I have left to try to sleep.
You could try Brain FM, and Brain FM has helped. There's some studies that show that it helps people stay asleep as well, or if they wake up, they go back to sleep. So you could try that as well. And then reading is always good. So I've been seeing some data now, because what they used to say is if you wake up, just keep your eyes closed and stay there. Now I'm seeing some data that says get up with really low level light and then do something else, like read a paper book until you get tired and fall back asleep. So and I've now seen some experts kind of communicate that, because what you said is so common, like where people will wake up and then it's like they're stressfully trying to go back to sleep. And as more time passes, they're like, oh my God, I only have 2 hours left. Oh my God, I only have 1 hour left.
Yeah.
And it becomes this cycle. So I've actually
started thinking.
Yes, I've heard some experts say actually get up, but with low level light. Don't turn on bright lights, and then read. You could get one of those like books lights that go right on your book, and then like read a paper book until you start to feel sleepy, and then try to go back to sleep.
Okay, and then about adding like things in, like so for my triceps or like the butt mod thing, like. Does that make any sense, or is that like overtraining then?
I don't want you to add anything because you're doing so well.
Yeah.
I don't want you to add anything. You could always swap exercises out. So in other words, if one of the days is, I'll just throw this out there. One of the days is a tricep and a bicep exercise. Well, I'll just do one bicep set and then do the rest of the sets for the tricep. So I could swap sets out like that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I'm actually I'm in phase 1 of MAPS 15 advanced. And this is my first time ever barbell training.
That's good.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. That's good.
Oh no, don't do anything else.
Yeah, just follow that.
No, you're not doing. Don't do anything else.
Yes, that's going to be good.
Yeah, this will be great.
Yeah.
And I should tell you guys. So I belong to Planet Fitness because it's the closest place to. And it has always sucked that they don't have like regular squat racks and things like that. But my Planet Fitness just got 3 real squat racks.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Like,
what's happening?
It's the only Planet Fitness that I know of that actually they have a hip thrust machine now. They have the 3 squat racks, and then they have a hack squat.
Oh, wow.
So
All right.
For whatever reason. So that one is,
That's great.
But and I also want to say, like, I have starved myself my whole entire life. And since I worked with Dr. Cabral last year and I started eating whole natural foods, I thought I was around 1,700 calories a day. And last night I went through, before talking to you guys, and I'm literally eating 2,800 calories a day.
Yeah.
Like 2,800 calories and lose weight. And I'm at like 184 grams of protein a day from whole natural food.
You are kicking butt.
So good.
And I'm at 95 grams of fat. Is that
That's
okay?
great. That's great.
Yeah, you're good.
That's great.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You're
and then on the InBody scan, a year ago, I was at 152 for visceral fat, and now I'm 101.
Yeah, wow. You are kicking
50 pounds of fat down.
Yeah.
Think about that for a minute. That's so incredible. I hate to mess with somebody who's seeing that kind of results. You really don't want to.
That's why I said, Dion, that's why I'm saying
don't tweak little things.
I don't want you to really change anything unless you work with a coach who individualizes.
You're humming
things.
right now.
Yeah.
That's really the only time I would change anything for you.
Okay.
Yeah, because I could train you and coach you, and then I'd know what to change here and there,
like grip position.
But generally speaking, right now, I don't want you to change anything except for trying to get better sleep.
Yeah.
But there's really nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great job.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all for you guys. I mean, you guys taught me everything I know, and I'm still telling people about you. And my sister-in-law finally just bought her first MAPS MAPS program.
Yeah.
And I told her if you guys could get a hold of her, you would tell her to fire her trainer. And now her husband's telling her that. So anyway, but she is going to start anabolic. So that's exciting.
Oh, good. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Well,
great.
I hope we see you in the Muscle Mommy group, because then if we can keep a closer eye on you, but you're doing great. No matter what, you're doing great.
It's musclemommymovement.com. And I know that I believe it's a week where you can go in there for free and just see what it's about, get some coaching, and then you can decide from there or not. But otherwise, you're doing great.
Okay. All right. Well, it's always great hearing from you guys and being on. Thank you. And I love you guys. I listen to you every morning. Adam, the episode was on the other day about Max, take care of your sister through the night. And it just made me cry while I was getting ready for work.
It makes me emotional every time I think about it.
Yeah. You guys are great. You're great dads and great husbands. So
thank you.
So yeah.
Thank you, John.
Means a lot. Thank you.
We love you. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. God bless. Have a good day.
You too.
All right.
Wow, what incredible results.
That's
50 pounds of fat running MAPS 15.
Just humming.
Well, I mean, she's
eating
doing
2,800 calories.
I mean, imagine if her sleep gets, and here's the thing, like a divorce and
oh my
kid
God,
moves out,
dude.
It's going to
amidst all these things.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough.
A lot.
No,
but the waking up, it's funny. I just heard an expert talk about this where he's like,
about getting a reading.
He's like, get up. Like it's not happening. Get up, do something, keep the lights low until you start to feel drowsy, go back to bed. He's like, I've had great success with people who struggle with that.
There's something
I
you
always
said.
feel like it would be all the way up.
It is. You're right though, because I'm just like this, where you start looking at the clock and you're like, oh, I can only get.
Exactly.
Yeah, you start and you overthink that versus like.
I go through periods of that for sure.
Oh, so that's the worst. But I mean, dude. You hate to mess with any of that. That's like, she is just like Justin said, humming. I mean, that's incredible results all the way around. To be eating that much, training in MAPS 15, see the body fat do that, that's so good.
Yep. All right, I know you liked that episode. If you did, check this one out. 30% body fat. For men, this is way too high. This is actually a bit high for women as well. So in today's episode, we're talking about how you can go from 30 to 10. What is 10% body fat? This is when you have a visible six-pack. Can you go from 30 to 10%? Yes, it's possible, but not if you guess along the way. So we're going to talk about how you can do that in today's episode.
Now, there's a huge range, right, of like body types.
Yes.
Some people can run a little bit heavier or a little bit higher body.